Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, May the 27th. And here's another edition of Wise Words from Waldo. To say that times are a-changin' would be an understatement. When the new year began, we could never have imagined that we'd have to cancel our church services for 2 months. Change is one of the things that we have to endure, or yet sometimes look forward to. Change can be good or bad. I'm mostly a creature of habit. I like doing things the same way. If we go to a restaurant, I will order the same thing every time. After all, why take a chance on something as important as food? And if you know me, you know I like history. Church history fascinates me. In it are some of the places where change has usually had a bad connotation. You know, we've never done it that way before. In the early 16th century, Isaac Watts was a minister in London. He wrote many of the hymns that we still sing in our church today. Songs like Joy to the World, At the Cross, Alas, and Did My Savior Bleed, and several others. Did you know that when he introduced these songs in church, it caused quite a tempest? Churches were split over what was called these pernicious and worldly songs. In 1789, Reverend Adam Rankin told the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church in their conference, quote, I have ridden horseback from my home in Kentucky here to Philadelphia to ask you to refuse the great and pernicious error of adopting the use of Isaac Watts hymns in public worship. Wow! Some of the songs we consider traditional were once considered terrible and new. And did you know that organs were not allowed in the church for several hundred years because they thought they were of the devil? You know, now when you think of church tradition, you often think of the organ. Now, don't get me wrong. There are traditions that we must hold on to. I love our hymns. They teach so much good, sound doctrine. But I also love contemporary music, because I believe that God gave us music to worship Him with it. You know, change, like most everything, can be good or bad. It's all a matter of our attitude. You see, our response to change should be, what is God's will for me about this? Will this change draw me closer to the Lord? Will it impact my life? And will it help me impact others for Christ? And so when presented with change, will we pause and say, will this draw me closer to Christ? Now stop and think about that.